Welcome to Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast.
We're glad you could join us.
Get ready for, well, a really adventurous and kind of catchy exploration today. We're looking into the world of a fascinating artist, V.
Also known as Kim Tae-hyung.
Exactly. The South Korean singer, songwriter, burst onto the global stage, of course, as a member of the phenomenal group BTS.
And today, we're diving deep into V's story. We'll trace it from his early dreams right through to his big solo career now.
Our mission really is to unpack the most interesting bits. We're drawing on, the available info to give you a solid picture.
Yeah, expect some surprises, maybe some facts you didn't know, and hopefully some insightful moments along the way.
Okay, so let's kick things off with something pretty unique. You touched on it before BTS officially debuted in 2013. V was actually kept as a secret member. For a while, fans literally had no idea he existed. It was this, agency strategy, a surprise element.
Can you imagine the anticipation, the buzz when he was finally revealed must have been huge?
It's like building suspense for a grand entrance, right?
Definitely a bold move, that secrecy. It shows you the kind of strategic thinking behind BTS's launch. They wanted to make a real splash.
But think about it from his perspective, too.
Oh, absolutely. He actually mentioned feeling lonely and uneasy during that time. Worried he might get cut.
Wow. So while the fans are oblivious, he's dealing with that pressure.
Exactly. That hidden pressure, it adds a whole other layer to his origin story, doesn't it?
It really does. So, okay, let's rewind a bit further back. His beginnings. Kim Tae-hyung, born December 30th, 1995, in Daegu, South Korea.
Right, but he grew up mostly in Gyeochang County, eldest of 3 kids.
And the dream of being a singer, that started super early, like elementary school early.
It's amazing when you see that passion start so young. And what's cool is the support he got. His dad encouraged him.
Oh, yeah? How so?
Well, he started saxophone lessons in middle school, specifically because he wanted to pursue music. His dad was behind that push.
Huh. Saxophone. So even though he became known for vocals, he had that instrumental background.
Yeah, likely gave him a richer understanding of music overall.
That dedication, even back then, is clear. It led him to audition for Big Hit Entertainment in Daegu, and he passed. Became a trainee.
Taking those concrete steps. And educationally, he kept going too. Graduated from Korean Arts High School in 2014.
And didn't stop there. He got a degree from Global Cyber University Broadcasting and Entertainment in August 2020.
And as of 2021, he was even doing an MBA.
And an MBA, really?
Yeah, Master of Business Administration in Advertising and Media at Hanyang Cyber University.
Wow, okay. So clearly committed to understanding the whole industry, not just the performance side.
That dedication to learning, even with a crazy global career, says a lot about his drive for growth, both personally and professionally. Like he wants to engage on multiple levels.
Okay, let's shift to his career with BTS. That's how most of us first encountered him. Debut, June 13th, 2013.
Right, on Eminence's M Countdown, No More Dream. From their first single album, Too Cool for School.
And as we mentioned, that pre-debut time as the secret member must felt isolating.
Such a huge contrast to the global fame he has now. But his creative side started showing pretty quickly within the group.
Yeah. When did he start getting writing credits?
By 2015, on The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Part 1, he got his first composition credit, co-writer and producer for Hold Me Tight.
Ah, okay.
And he also helped with lyrics for Fun Boys on that same EP, so early involvement.
And that just grew, right? I remember his melody was used for Run.
Exactly, on Part 2. And then 2016 was big. He co-wrote and composed his first solo song on a BTS album.
Stigma?
Yep, Stigma for the Wings album. That was a real sign of his individual artistic voice emerging.
Stigma definitely felt like a moment. You got a real sense of his vocals, his musicality.
It really shone a spotlight on him. It kind of hinted at the direction his later solo stuff would take. Plus, he did those unofficial covers, too.
Oh, right, like Hug Me with J-Hope.
And Adele's Someone Like You gave fans more insight into his own tastes.
Then came May 2018. Singularity, released as the trailer for Love Yourself, Tear. And this one really made waves.
Huge waves. Critically acclaimed. The Guardian put it in their top 50 songs for June 2018. Billboard included it in their top 50 BTS songs.
What's amazing is the recognition it got outside the usual K-pop sphere.
Totally. The New York Times, LA Times, The Guardian again, they all flagged Singularity as one of the best tracks of 2018. That cemented his credibility,
The whole vibe of that song, his performance, Captivating.
Absolutely key to its praise.
And speaking of praise, October 2018, V and the rest of BTS received the Hwarang Order of Cultural Merit, 5th class.
Making them some of the youngest ever recipients.
It was for their role in spreading Korean culture globally. That's a massive honor.
It really signifies their importance beyond just entertainment. Cultural ambassadors, essentially. It's about national influence.
Okay, jumping to 2019, he collaborated with Zara Larsson and J-Hope on A Brand New Day.
Right, for the BTS World soundtrack. And that hit #1 on Billboard's World Digital Song Sales chart.
He kept collaborating within BTS, too. Friends with Jimin.
Which ended up in a Marvel movie, Eternals.
Crazy, right. And he also co-wrote Inner Child for Map of the Soul, 7 in 2020. Always contributing creatively.
That Marvel placement, friends, just shows you the level of mainstream global reach they'd achieved. And yeah, his consistent writing credits show his ongoing artistic input in the group.
And then his role expanded even further internationally, July 2021.
The Special Presidential Envoy appointment.
Yes. Appointed Special Presidential Envoy for Future Generations and Culture, along with the other members, helping lead global agendas, diplomatic efforts.
It's incredible. It shows the immense respect and influence they command, not just musically, but on a political and social level, too. Their voices resonate.
It really is remarkable. Okay, let's pivot now to his solo activities, which were happening alongside all this BTS work.
Right, he started exploring other things early on. Acting, for instance.
2016, yeah. In Hwarang, the poet warrior youth, he used his real name, Kim Tae-hyung.
And he even sang a duet for the soundtrack with Jin. It's definitely you.
So, testing different artistic waters from fairly early in his career.
Shows that willingness to explore different kinds of storytelling. Plus, it connects with a different audience.
Then in June 2017, for BTS's 4th anniversary, he released 4 O'Clock.
Co-produced with RM. Felt like a real gift to the fans, that one.
Very personal. And then January 2019, his first truly independent song, Scenery, dropped on SoundCloud.
And the reaction was massive. Broke streaming records on SoundCloud.
Which says a lot about his connection with fans and their hunger for his solo stuff.
Definitely. And with Scenery, he didn't just co-compose it. He took the cover photo himself.
Yeah.
That record-breaking response on SoundCloud, which is more indie-focused, really highlights that strong fan bond.
He followed that up in August 2019 with Winter Bear, his first all-English song.
And he directed the music video himself for that one.
Again, more creative control, showing his full artistic vision.
Exactly. It really emphasizes his involvement beyond just the music.
March 2020 brought Sweet Night for the Itaewon Class soundtrack. Self-written, self-produced, indie pop.
And that one really took off. Great reviews, charted super well in the US, hit #2 on Billboard's Digital Songs chart.
Clearly resonated widely.
Yeah, being in a hit drama helped, but the song itself, those heartfelt lyrics, his warm voice, it just connected, showed he could create music that crossed barriers.
Later that year, December 2020, we got the Christmas song Snowflower with Peak Boy.
Another cozy, heartfelt track for the fans.
And then December 2021, another soundtrack song, Christmas Tree, for our beloved summer. And this was a big milestone.
His first solo entry on the Billboard Hot 100.
Huge deal. Really signaled his growing recognition as a solo artist in the competitive U.S. market.
Yeah, that Hot 100 entry solidified his standing outside of the group activities. Clear validation.
Now, speaking of all this amazing music and V's incredible story, if you're enjoying this deep dive and want to catch all our future explorations, make sure you hit that subscribe button for Tell Me More. Don't miss out.
Good call. Okay, so moving on slightly, V also popped back up on screen. 2022, that Disney Plus reality show, In the Soup, Friendication.
Right, with his close friends, gave us a more relaxed look at him.
And in 2023, he was in Ginny's Kitchen, the cooking travel show on Prime Video.
Always interesting to see artists in those less scripted moments. And 2023 was huge for brand deals, too.
Oh, yeah. Siminvest, Celine, Cartier.
And honorary tourism ambassador for Seoul. That's quite the lineup.
It really reflects his influence across fashion, luxury, even tourism. Shows his broad appeal and brand power.
And good news for fans of those earlier SoundCloud tracks. August 2023, Scenery, Winter Bear, and Snowflower got an official release on digital platforms.
Building that buzz for his official solo debut album, Layover, which landed September 8th, 2023.
And what a landing.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Highest first-week sales ever for a K-pop solo artist. Over 2 million copies. And in the U.S., it debuted at #2 on the Billboard 200.
Wow, #2.
Yeah, putting him right up there with his bandmates Jimin and Suga as the highest charting Korean soloists on the main album chart. Remarkable stuff.
Truly is. And the momentum kept going. December 2023, brand ambassador for Compose Coffee.
And he featured on UMI's single Wherever You Are that same month, showing that collaborative spirit.
Absolutely. And even this year, 2024, we got the single Friends, plus that wild Bing Crosby White Christmas remix.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
And a collaboration with Park Hyo-shin on Winter Ahead he's constantly exploring.
It really highlights his ongoing artistic curiosity, connecting with different styles and artists, both Korean and international. That Bing Crosby track was definitely memorable.
Let's dig into his artistry a bit more. His voice, he's a baritone, right?
Yep, a baritone. Known for that impressive range and a distinctive, kind of husky tone. Baritone sits in that lower male vocal range, gives it that richness.
And Stigma, we mentioned, really showed off his range, even hitting those high falsetto notes.
Those airy head voice notes, yeah. And his tone in Singularity was described as setting the mood for the whole Love Yourself tier album.
Critics often mention those super soothing, low tones.
Yeah, they're really integral to the BTS sound. And you can hear his influences, jazz, classical music. He's mentioned liking Eric Benet, Ruben Studdard.
You can definitely hear traces of that in his solo work sometimes.
For sure.
And his stage presence. People talk about his duality.
That ability to switch emotions conveys so much on stage. His movements and performances, like Singularity were called, like precise, deliberate, completely draws you in.
He uses the live cameras really effectively too, doesn't he? Those subtle expressions.
That command of emotion, visually and vocally, it's fundamental to his appeal. That connection with the audience is huge.
Speaking of connection, I purple you.
Ah, yes, Borhe.
He coined that phrase back in 2016 at a fan meeting, and it's become this massive symbol of love and trust between BTS and ARMY.
It really has, and UNICEF even used it in their anti-bullying campaign.
Incredible reach, right? Just from a simple phrase. Shows the power his words carry.
Absolutely. That global symbol status, and UNICEF adopting it. It speaks volumes about their positive influence.
The data backs up his popularity, too. 2018, he was the most searched K-pop-related keyword in South Korea.
Wow.
And Gallup Korea polls consistently ranked him as a top preferred idol 4th in 2019, 9th in 2018.
And in Japan, he was the most popular Korean celeb for 28 weeks straight in 2021. That's sustained global reach.
These rankings, the search data,
Yeah.
they just clearly showed the huge public interest he generates, both at home and abroad.
Definitely underscores his massive influence in the K-pop world.
And what's really cool is hearing other artists cite him as an influence, a role model.
That's powerful validation, isn't it?
Right.
When your peers look up to you, it says a lot about your impact on the whole industry.
Now, on the personal side, he's lived in Hanamdong in Seoul with the other BTS members since 2018. That closeness is probably important.
Fosters that camaraderie, yeah. And like many performers, he's had some health bumps. Vocal issues during a Paris concert in 2018.
Oh, I remember that. And a calf injury in 2021.
Just reminds you of the intense physical demands of the job. Health has to be a priority.
And he gives back, too. He made a big donation, $200 million for wildfire recovery in South Korea. Was that 2025? Oh, wait, the outline says 2025. That must be a typo, likely earlier. Let's assume it was recent history.
Right, using his platform for important causes. It shows that social responsibility. That's admirable.
And finally, the most recent big chapter, mandatory military service, enlisted December 11th, 2023.
And after training, he was assigned to the Special Task Force of the Military Police Corps in February 2024.
Serving his duty.
Exactly. It's standard for South Korean men. And that placement suggests real commitment during his service.
So, wrapping things up, what does it all mean? V's story, it's talent, hard work, and this deep connection to his art and his fans.
Absolutely. From secret member to global icon with this flourishing solo career. It's packed with incredible achievement and influence.
This whole dive into his world, it shows more than just a pop star. He's multifaceted: music, acting, connecting with people.
That ability to evoke emotion through his voice, his performance, combined with the cultural impact, the philanthropy, it paints a picture of a truly influential figure today.
So here's a final thought for you listening in. Beyond the awards, the charts, everything we talked about, how does the journey of an artist like V, someone who's constantly evolving, trying new things, how does that inspire you?
Yeah, what in your own life, your own passions, resonates with his story? Maybe think about the courage it takes to explore new creative paths.
What were those aha moments for you during our chat? We definitely encourage you to dive deeper into his music, his story. There's a lot there.
Indeed. reflect on how those early experiences shaped him, the challenges, the wins, and just ponder the impact one person can have.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast. We really hope you enjoyed this adventure into V's world.
We certainly enjoyed discussing it.
Tune in next time for another captivating story.